What's going on, everybody? C4 here today in continuation with the 7-round mock draft series. We're going to be also playing with the Madden. So the other day, actually this is probably because we skipped Friday, because of the real screen build, we did the Jags 7-round mock draft, and now we are implementing that, as well as their offseason, into a new roster, my own personal roster, which will be a glimpse of what the Jags may or may not look like in 2018, and maybe an idea what the rookies for the upcoming Madden 18 game will take a little look like. So, we are with the Jaguars, who are 8-7 here at week 17, which is a big-time upgrade on their 3-13 record from a year ago. So maybe the moves they made was all right, but then again, the Jags were much better, or should have been, than 3-13. It was all kind of on Blake Bortles' struggles. Could be the biggest deciding factor. Now they get a new head coach in town in Doug Marrone, who I think was actually a pretty terrible hire, to be honest. I'd like to see and get Jaguars fans about that. What's your opinion? What's your opinion about that? Do you like that? I think that was a bad deal. But anyways, let's see what we can do. Let's take a glimpse at this roster. Once again, big-time spenders in free agency. And we have ourselves, in my opinion, a nice draft. So Blake Bortles will remain their starting quarterback. At running back, at the 4th pick in the 1st round, we have them getting Leonard Fournette from LSU. He's the starter. Looks like he's not doing so hot with a couple downs here already in terms of 4, which is unfortunate. But we'll see what his stats are, and we'll get to play with them here in one game. Fullback, we did have them drafting Sam Rodgers, but I was a little bit lazy and didn't decide to edit that one. Wide receiver spot, you got Allen Robinson, Allen Hurns, Marquise Lee. Tight end, they got Jake Butt, who they drafted in the 3rd round, 68 overall. Anticipating that he will be able to fully bounce back from that ACL injury that happened during his bowl game with Michigan. I think he's going to be tremendous value in the 3rd round. And as I said during the mock draft video, very similar to kind of a Miles Jack, where the Jags saw the talent and kind of took the risk, even with the injury, to see what can this prospect do for us now, but thinking more so long-term. I think that's what will happen if they do decide to address the tight end spot with getting Jake Butt. They got Brandon Albert, who came over in a trade for the Dolphins. They got Patrick Omameh, Brandon Linde. Also had Dan Feeney, who was the pick that we had in the 2nd round, 35th overall, 75. Will start at guard. If they drafted him, I think he could start at either guard spot personally. What else we have on the defensive side of the ball? You got Dante Fowler, Yannick Ngakoue as the 2 defensive ends, because now Calais Campbell and Malik Jackson form the interior of a very good front 4 for the Jags. Best front 4 they've had. Then you have Miles Jack, Paul Posluszny, and Telvin Smith as the linebackers. That's a great, almost near phenomenal, almost excellent. On paper, that front 7, top 10. Top 10 in the NFL, easy. They got A.J. Boye at corner with Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Colvin. They got Tashawn Gibson at safety and Barry Church at strong safety. So this is another team. Yet again, they are on preseason watch to compete and win in that AFC South, especially if the Texans decide not to go after Tony Romo, or maybe, that's kind of out of their control, but they don't get a great quarterback. Even if they do get Tony Romo, he's injury prone. All right, we've done the Super Bowl or bust series, and we tried it out. He didn't work out so well. I think if the Jags come to play and Blake Bortles doesn't, the regression talk kind of dumps down a little bit, I think the Jags are certainly going to be able to compete next year, especially if they follow your boy C4's recommendations. Get Leonard Fournette, Dan Feeney, Jake Butt, Will Holden, Ben Gideon, Sojourn Shelton, Sam Roberts, and D'Angelo Brown in the draft. But again, if you haven't seen my 7-round mock draft for the Jags, I go in a little bit more depth of why these players are good. I went actually kind of on a lengthy rant where I said I don't personally think Leonard Fournette is the best running back fit for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but if you truly believe he's a once-in-a-generational running back, which he very well probably is, you can't pass on that. That's like the Rams. They got Todd Gurley, down year last year. I don't really think it was most around Todd Gurley's part, but Todd Gurley, in my opinion, or the Vikings. We'll go with the Vikings, Adrian Peterson. You didn't think Adrian Peterson was a fit. You make him a fit. That's how good of a player he is. And I think that's the kind of approach the Jags and a lot of teams will be thinking with Leonard Fournette. Because I don't want to spoil the mock draft video if you haven't seen it. If you did see it, you already know my thoughts on that. So here we go, taking over for the final game here in Week 17 against the Indianapolis Colts. Let's see what we can do with our offense. See if we can get Jake Butt involved here right away as we're going past it. Again, look, you already see it. Obviously, it's Madden. It's a Madden simulation, but this is like how I always see the Jags being a team that just wants to air the ball out. They want to throw it. And when you have a guy like Leonard Fournette, he's like, come on, where are my 20 touches? I need 20, 25 touches a game. But, it might help him out. This might be even, I keep looking at the negative side of things where I think they're not going to give Fournette the touches that he needs. He's not a guy that's going to gash him immediately. He's not a big, like a McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon type that's going to be able to, run specific routes at the backfield. You can come up with creative screen passes and stuff like that. But with that being said, the fact that they have all these playmakers on the outside. Allen Hurns had a bit of a down year, but he's still a playmaker. You had Allen Robinson, who's a monster. You got Marquise Lee, who came on. That could actually help Leonard Fournette, because they're not going to be able to stuff the box, porn reference, as much as they could against other teams, because they could hurt you across the middle with slants, kind of like we just did there. As we get close to picking up the first down, it's 3rd and inches, and it's time to give the ball to our freak running back here, Leonard Fournette. But I should have actually not been a lazy asshole and created Sam Rogers, because we were going to be running a lot of fullback out of the eye. Oh, we got close. We're going for it. If we didn't get that. 4th and inches. You know what we're going to call. We're going to call it timeout, actually. That's what we're going to call. We're going to call it timeout. Because we know Leonard Fournette from the Toronto Huskies franchise mode, which I have not forgotten about, people out there. It's just draft season right now. It's going to be a lot of draft-heavy content. And then, once draft season's done, all the rest of my series are going to start coming on full force. Leonard Fournette, too easy. Boom! Stiff arms the living hell out of 26. I have no idea who that is, but, you know, did anyone get a number on that freight train? 36, I think? 35? Wearing Brian, we got Brian Westbrook out there. Because he has no similarities whatsoever to Brian Westbrook, but same number, I guess. Boom, Blake Bortles with the touch hits Allen Robinson for a gain of 14. But yeah, that's going to be a big, crucial thing for the Jags for this upcoming season. Certainly is, I know, people like to make a lot about Blake Bortles' mechanics. I just think you got to get a new quarterback coach in there. Get a guy that has a vision. Because it seems like last year they didn't really have much. They're trying to rest on the laurels that what they got with Blake Bortles was kind of like the end product. Let's scramble here. It was kind of the end product. He had that 31 touchdown, I think it was 30-plus touchdown season. They were like, all right, here we go. He's not going to regress. Maybe they didn't work as hard on his mechanics or something like that in the offseason. They took their foot off the gas. I don't know personally, but it seems like that. Something drastic must have happened for his mechanics and all that shit to go wonky. Because pretty much last year, all you got with Blake Bortles was garbage time points in fantasy football. That was about it. And it's inexcusable when you have as good of a wide receiver core as they have with Allen Robinson, who's a monster. You got Allen Hurns, who's a solid, worst case scenario, even if he did peak a little bit as we get jacked up there. You know, you have to consider Allen Hurns as a solid wide receiver too. You got Marquise Lee, who's an emerging wide receiver too. And you got to find these, get ways to get all these guys on the field. Now you got Jake Butt to the mix, pun intended. He's a tight end. Dropping back. We got to squeeze it into Jake Butt. Oh, he got close. He put up the one tandem effort. Now it's going to be Leonard Fournette's job to finish this one off for us. We go C4 special. We run up the middle. Let's give a little power out with Fournette. Worst case scenario. I will go for it on 4th down with the C4 toss. Oh, that was a terrible read. Terrible read, Leonard. 4 rushes, 6 yards. Come on, Leonard. We'll go for it. Let's dial it up. Probably helps that we don't have a fullback whatsoever, so. There we go. Hey, it worked. It worked. There you go, Leonard Fournette. 36. No idea what number he's going to wear. He's not going to wear number 7, I don't think. I don't think that's allowed in the rules. All right. Do we have anyone on defense? No, we don't. So we'll just continue just to play the offensive side of the ball here. As we get into the red zone, and it is 1st and 10. I think maybe we can run it. Go with this weird-looking verticals, because that's what you do on... that's a stupid play call. Allen Robinson on slant here. Slide out. Oh, that was bad. Oh. Nice little sack there from John Simon. The new linebacker for the Colts came over from the Texans in free agency. John Simon, very, very good at Ohio State. I remember he was like the strongest player in college football. I like this for Allen Robinson. AR-15, baby. Right there. Timing is everything in this game. As we had Allen Robinson who gets great separation for the go-ahead touchdown. Well, we're already ahead, but getting us some nice leniency as we get ready for the second half. Come on, D. Continue to make plays. We'll go in the red zone once again. And 1st and 10. All right, let's get Leonard Fournette. Get him a snap here. Nice little zone run. Again, I don't think Leonard Fournette best fit for a power run scheme. Not so much a zone. I think if you try, like, for example, just because I assume we were running a zone here, with the Jags based off of their old playbook. I think you can see a DeMarco Murray Philadelphia Eagles situation if you put Leonard Fournette in a scheme like that. You gotta have him go between the tackles. He doesn't have as bad lateral movement as Dalvin Cook does, but he's a big motherfucker. Let him run straight ahead. Like if they had no running backs, perfect scheme fit would be like the Titans for Leonard Fournette. All right, let's see if we get Jake Butt here. I'm back. Oh, there we go. Touchdown, Mr. Jake Butt. Seems like Blake Bortles has got back into his 2014 form here. 30th touchdown pass on the season. Let's get it. End of game drive. Hold on to lead. Okay. So what you're saying is it's time for us to put the game on Leonard Fournette's shoulders like a Greg Jennings. Put it inside the mind of a Greg Jennings. Except it's Leonard Fournette. We can do this. Chew the clock on. Let's get a clock chew on. These are the kind of games that the Jags would struggle to win because they could not establish a power run game and close out matches. Now Leonard Fournette, there you go. That's what he does. He's the closer. Call him the cleaner. Leonard Omega. Oh, let's go. Hey, or he just does stuff like that if he wants. He does what? Is that John Simon? Oh my God. Phenomenal effort there from that linebacker. 51. That was John Simon. That's a freak. There we go. Hopefully we just eclipse 1,000-yard rushing with Leonard Fournette, so it makes the pick look a little better on that big time run. We'll throw it up there. We'll give him a little bit of a breather. That was terrific track though from John Simon to get back and stop that play from going in the end zone. Great hustle. He's a big guy too. He's like a 3-4 outside linebacker. He's like 250. Then again, Leonard Fournette's not a burner by any means. Drop back. Go to the outside. Hit Marquise Lee, who rolls into the... Oh, come on. Get in the end zone. Power O. Who we got? Yeldon in now. I don't think Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette's probably still sucking air on the oxygen machine. Oh, he's back in because that's what you get with an elite athlete like Leonard Fournette. Terrible run play. Probably should have went C4 special. We overthought ourselves there. Let's do this here. Let's get Leonard Fournette on the score sheet again to help, kind of pad his final season stats, which is what we're going to take a glimpse at here at the end of the video. There we go. Leonard Fournette gets in for his second rushing touchdown of the day. He earned it after that big time play, 60, 70-yard run that we got at him just before. There we go. Get the victory. Maybe have a wild card berth. I don't know. We got 9 wins on the season, though. So going from 3 wins to 9 wins with the moves they made in free agency, plus how my 7-round mock draft worked out, I think that would be a great, successful season for Jags and Jaguar fans alike. So what we're going to do is wrap this video up. We're taking a look at the final season stats. I mean, the Jags, yet again another year that they will be a fun team to use in Madden 18 and a fun team to watch in the 2017-2018 season. In my opinion, however. So let's take a quick glance at how everyone did. All right. So we're second in the division, probably missed out by a playoff spot by a win or two. But Blake Bortles, 4,800 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. So if that happened, that's Drew Brees territory in terms of passing yards. That's a godly amount of passing yards and a lot of touchdowns. So maybe Leonard Fournette really freed up the passing attack for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Running the ball, Leonard Fournette, 1,005 yards, 12 touchdowns. I think that'd be a little bit low on the all-yard front, but then again, obviously it's a Madden sim, and they clearly like to throw the ball much more than like to pass. But 12 touchdowns for Leonard Fournette in his rookie year. I think overall, if that was still his final stats, people would be very acceptable of that stat line from a Leonard Fournette. Receiving, we got 96 receptions, 775 yards, and 4 touchdowns from the rookie Jake Butt. 95 receptions, 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns from AR-15, Allen Robinson. Allen Hurns, 863 and 2. Marquise Lee, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Fournette, 27 receptions. Who says he doesn't have hands? 27 receptions, 330 yards, and 2 touchdowns to his name as well. On the defensive side of the ball, Paul Posluszny, 136 tackles. We got 119. Do we have any defensive players? We didn't actually select any defensive players, but they had some free agents. We got Calais Campbell got 8 sacks. That's not bad for Calais Campbell. 71 tackles, 9 tackles for loss. And let's see what A.J. Boye did. A.J. Boye, 4 interceptions, 82 tackles, 4 interceptions, 12 pass deflections. So, I guess that was his final season stats. Not terrible in terms of all the worry about him being a bust. So there you go, guys. That is your preview, potentially, of my raw... Well, not a preview. It is a preview of my Madden 18 looking rosters for Madden 17. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.